So I just wanted to create a video to show just how bad Claude 4 is. So I start off this new chat and I ask it to explicitly confirm that it has read project guidelines and that it intends to follow them. These are the project guidelines. Keep it really simple, stupid. Go slow and steady. And when I think I'm going slow enough, I will go even slower. So I start off the chat with the explicit clarification that Claude knows what the guidelines are and that Claude will follow them. Now what I want to do in this chat is I have an app and I want to move data from local storage to Supabase. I ask it what needs to be done to move data from local storage to the hosted database. And I have to specify this clarification at the end of every message, otherwise it will start making changes without my approval. What does it do? It replies, I understand. I'm ready to help. What does it not do? I have already told it what it needs to be done, which is what needs to be done. That's a question. It does not answer that question. So then I have to ask it again. So then it gives me a long list of things which need to be done. So the first step is to examine the existing local storage patterns. So I say, please proceed. It starts examining the local storage. And it examines, and it examines, and it examines, and it examines. So it takes, I don't know, maybe 10, 15, 20,000 tokens for it to examine what is needed. Then it finally says create database tables, etc. Then I ask it, please outline what needs to be done for the first step. What needs to be done? It gives me the table names, it gives me the details of each table, it tells me the column specifications, security considerations, and migration approach. What did I ask for? I just asked for a simple outline. Now let me go to Windsurf, where I ran exactly the same request, but I chose Claude 3.5 instead of Claude 4 or 3.7. So it's exactly the same request. So immediately Windsurf with Claude 3.5 is able to identify what needs to be done. So I say, okay, well, please proceed step by step. What is the first step? So the first step is to identify all the data currently stored in local storage. It looks at local storage and without too much hassle figures out what needs to be done. It gives me the table names, but it doesn't go into the amount of detail that Claude 4 does. Then it says, would you like me to propose the Supabase schema structure for these tables? Now before building the Supabase tables, what I normally like to do is I like to create an implementation plan. So I took some of the suggestions from Windsurf and I incorporated them into the Claude 4 plan. Then I asked it to create an implementation plan I give it my approval. Now this is a old prompt, a new prompt. Let me show you what the original prompt was. I said proceed, no other changes. It writes a file. How big is this file? Let's take a look at it. This is the file that Claude 4 has generated. It's a 500 line file. Now I asked Claude 3.5 in Windsurf to do exactly the same thing, which is create an implementation plan and place it in this folder. It creates an implementation plan. Let's look at the plan that was created by Claude 3.5. That's it, 129 lines, nothing more. What did Claude 4 do? It created a 500 line plan. So I asked Claude 4 to compare the file which it created to the file which was created by Claude 3.5. And its comparison, as usual, is nothing less than a PhD thesis. And I just lose it because this is the thing with Claude 4. It's a source of endless frustration and insanity. Because why can it not do things simple? Even when I specifically tell it in the very beginning to read the project guidelines and ask it that, do you intend to follow them? It cannot do that. So then I go back up here and where is it? Oops. Okay, yeah, here. So I go back here and I tell it at the plan creation prompt, I tell it specifically do not over engineer. Do you understand what that means? So then it writes another file, and this file, let's take a look at it. This is the second file after I specifically told Claude 4 not to over engineer, and this is 176 lines in length. So this is the issue with Claude 4, and this was the same issue with Claude 3.7, and Anthropic has removed the option of using Claude 3.5 from their desktop platform. This makes it much less likely for me to renew my subscription to Claude Pro when it expires later this month. And if they keep doing these things, and if they keep prioritizing over engineering over simplicity, complexity over simplicity, then I think that's going to be a terrible business decision which they will regret moving forwards.